Hello, welcome back to my bench. I went out and did a little dumpster diving. I mean, honest to goodness dumpster diving, and found a couple of these things. These are classified, I guess, as real honest to goodness antiques. These are Shure M67 mixers. Call them microphone mixers, but they'll do both, mic and line. One line each, number 4. These things are everywhere, or they were. They still are. I mean, people got them in all over the place. And it says a lot for them because these are rugged, very rugged. And I have no idea if these work or not. But, I think I've shown these before. I know I did an M267, which is a newer version. But these guys have been around literally forever. I don't know exactly when. I'll look it up and see if I can put it up here someplace, over here. But these have been around for a long, long, long time. What you got is 4 inputs, 3 microphones, 1 line, and a master volume control. You've got low-cut filters, which these are usually kind of stiff because they never get used. So you can cut in the low-cut filter for lower frequencies. You got a switch for the VU meter between +4 and +10. You've got off, on, and battery check on the front. And that's about it. And a VU meter. Nice little VU meter. On the back, you have no power cord. When they took these out, I guess it was too hard to unwire them, so they just chomped them off. I notice the screws are loose. And back here, you've got DC input, 30 volts, DC, plus and minus. Line output, headphone output, microphone output, and just my mic here. You can't switch to line out. You have to use this for line out. You got mic or line in for number 4. And it can be either bridged or terminated for output or input impedance. And you can switch between mic and line right here. So it's got a little amplifier in there for output or for input. You've also got 3 standard mic inputs. And here you've got a mic and a tone oscillator. The tone oscillator, you set that up to whatever your 0 level is when you're going down the line, and then switch it back over to mic, and you're back on with your microphones. And you've got a bus for feeding external inputs into here. Not sure what frequency it is, or what level it is. We'll look it up and see. And headphone output. On the bottom, you don't really have anything except for the writing and stuff, and for some reason it looks like French. A French sticker down here that says to prevent electric shock. Same thing here, I guess. And that's about it. And they are held together by 2 screws, which appear to be missing on this one, which doesn't surprise me at all. These things, as long as they've been around, they've been opened dozens of times. And a couple little screws up here. One in the back, one in the front. So I'll tell you what, let's put one of these away, and we will open these. We're just going to find out if these work today. I don't think we're going to do a full-on repair. If they even need it, I kind of doubt it. These things are just bricks. But we'll find out. I'm sure they have capacitors in them. We'll check the caps and see how they are. Like I said, these things have been around forever, and they just don't generally fail. Yeah, come on. It's real old school in here, too, folks. Ta-da. Old school. So, what do we got? Well, we got a power supply section over here. Transformer. This is, looks like your line output. Maybe mic output. No, it's your line output. You got your inputs and your switches and a plain little board down here that's all wired in. None of that nice little connector garbage. This thing is wired in. These do not have, the M67s didn't have the input for, or the built-in battery placement. You know, the 267, I believe, does a couple of 9 volts, 3 or 4 9 volts, or however many it took. 3 times 9 is 27, so it'd be 3 of them. And not a whole lot of capacitors. Well, you know what? Before we do anything, let's just find out if this thing works at all. It takes 30 volts. Right back here. Or 27 if you're doing battery, and it'll work fine. I believe it's like a 5% drop when the battery's almost exhausted. They're really very efficient. 3 watts is what they say. 3 watts is what these things draw, which isn't very much. So let's crank this up to, right up there to 30 volts. And limiter current, just to make sure. Wow. Oh, I don't know. Let's give it a couple of 100 mils. All right, so that would be you here. And you there. It's off. It's not drawing anything. Turn it on. Still not drawing anything. All right. It's on. Not drawing any current. There's the battery indicator, says battery's good. And I'm not drawing enough current to even register. Wow. So, everybody's turned down. I got to get a mic cable. Mic cable. Well, let's see. How's about we do it this way? There we go. Mic cable to the generator here. We'll use, just because it's nice and it's old, we'll use the Hewlett Packard 204B. That is number 3. Okay. And we'll put it, since it won't go down, the Hewlett Packard really won't go down to mic level. We're going to put a 50 dB mic pad in here and plug her into number 1. All right, let's see. Pull this up to about 5 and see if we got anything going on at all. No. She's not doing anything. Okay. Well, that's interesting. somebody has bypassed the input to one of these little transformers here. They just taken this off, run a couple of wires right over to the board, and it looks like they made this a line input instead of a mic input. Ah, okay. Well, that's interesting. Let's try putting it into line 2. I wonder if my generator's working. Well, let's find out. Well, let's just go right to the source. I haven't had to use this generator in quite a while. I use the other one up there most of the time. But let's see. Let's turn on the scope. And I think there. Oh my. Oh, I just hit the auto. Woo. Turn that down a little bit. Okay, how's that look now? That's better. Yes, it is working. So, let's try plugging that into there and see if we have any output over here. Okay, we actually do have level, and the pots are even clean. With line level going in, we've got that. So we have an output, but what does it look like? Of course we did. That's right there. All right. Now let's check our output here and see what we got for output level. And the bot's dirty. Wow. All right, so we got output. What are we measuring? 200 and about 300 millivolts peak to peak. Turn this up to 0. We should be about 500. What am I on? 400 hertz. Let's take this up to just 1K so we can read it. That's better. So this is not 600 ohms. All right, well, we actually have output, but what about this other one? For mic input level, well, yeah, we do. It's giving me something, but what's it going to look like? About the same. About 350 millivolts, but I got this cranked. Wow, what have they done to this? Somebody has really been in here. All right. Yeah, and this one, they've bypassed the little transformer. So they've made this a line input. All right, let's look over here at this one, number 4. Number 4 is on its terminated mic 4. Yeah, no, that one is working like it's supposed to. All right. Because that's my output of line 4. Don't pay any attention to the noisy pots. And there's 0 level. Yeah, 0 level, 900, well, 1,450. So, what have they done to this thing? This is interesting. It appears to be working fine. However, see. There's a couple of capacitors. Okay, so this one, yeah, there's my resistors. Well, isn't this cute? Okay, so these guys are about the same. So we're going to have to take a look at the manual and find out what they've done here. So let's see. If I bring up the manual, what do we got? Turn off the scope and turn off the meter because it's kind of in the way. All right, so what do we got? We got mic input, which is green and yellow. So we'll go with channel 1, see what they've done, just for the fun of it. Okay, so we got green and yellow, which are right here, which they have taken off. They've run it, the input to ground, and the other input over to there. So why would they do that? I guess they just wanted another line input instead of a mic input on this thing. I guess. Well, we got to change that back. Anyhow, so let us turn off all the power, and let's find out, after all these years, how these capacitors are faring. Come on. 0 out. All right, there we go. Let's take voltages across these caps just in case. I do not want to blow this thing up. No, nothing. $3 volts? Yeah, it's like I got 5 volts across those guys. What's holding that up, I wonder? Short those out. Yeah, take this out too. I might be actually picking it up from there. Let's see. Short, 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 short. Short, short, short. Yeah, I don't want to blow this up. So, and everybody says be very careful. It says minus 6 volts. It says 6 volts DC. But I don't know where in the heck I'm picking that up from. I haven't plugged this in. I can't plug it in. The cords. Discharge it a bunch of times and see what that does. Bring the meter back up. Oh, now what do we got? Oh, let's see. 0.1. Negative 0.3. Okay, we're good. So that had 6 volts on it, for real. All right, let's check this guy. 0.12. That's pretty good. Well, very good. Very good. This one, 2.6. That's a 1 microfarad, so that's all right. This one is 0.21 and it's a 4.7. So the capacitors in here are fine. 0.25 on the filter cap. So after all these years, these capacitors are still just great. Cool. All right, so let us okay. Let's look at the meter again or the manual, because it appears there's something missing here. Channel 1 comes in through the mic and tone oscillator switch directly into direct. Wow, they've changed everything in here, because if you look at it, it goes right into mic 1 goes right into the green and yellow, which is correct. Quit that. And all the rest of them do too, except for number 4, which it switches in, it bridges in, and it also goes to a couple of resistors. So they've actually added some stuff. If we look down in here, get this out of the way. All right, let's see, bring this up to you. If you look down, pointy, right here, they've added some bridging resistors. Right there and right there. Those are supposed to go directly to these little miniature transformers. They're not supposed to be going through anything. Well, that would explain why. Let's see. What do they got there? They have... Gotta put on my geek glasses. I'm trying this camera in a different position, so when I lean over to look at something, hopefully I'm not blocking your view with my head and all this. I don't know if because the camera's kind of coming from the back. So let's see, what do they got? That is brown, black, brown. So that's 200 ohms and orange, blue, orange. So 3 blue, 5 3 5 000 35K. No, 36K. Really? So 100 ohms and 36K. So yes. So that's 100 ohms across both of them. So they've matched it up for 100 ohm microphone input and dropped it down a fair amount. I wonder why they did that. These came out of a TV station, so I don't know. Maybe their stuff is different. Anyway, let's, for fun, let's take this guy off of here. Come on. Okay. Pull him out. Now that orange one, that's interesting, because that orange one comes off of it says orange. I wonder where it's supposed to go. Oh, this is interesting. This is somebody's done something unique. So the yellow one goes to over here to pin and the green one goes down to pin 2 or 3, the one on the bottom. which is ground. Well, it's the ground side of the microphone, let's put it that way. Alright, so let's see now if we get it back to a mic level input instead of a line level input. So I'm feeding it mic, and turn it on. Oh, it would help if I plugged it in. Wondered why the battery didn't say anything. Battery good. Line level in. Mic level in. We appear to have nothing. Yeah. We've got nothing. Interesting. Okay. Make sure everything else is still working. Let's go back to line to 4. Oh yeah. There's 4. And there's 2, which should be cut down a good ways, and it is. And here is 1, which goes straight into this can, straight out of the can. The can is still hooked up, and we got nothing. All right, well, I said this wasn't going to be a repair, but I don't know. Let's see. Okay. Couldn't see any of that, so I'll bring it back up here. I took this one apart as a test to check the two of them. This one has not been fiddled with, and the orange wire down here, which is down here and here, it goes to the bottom of this. Well, hard to see exactly. Yeah, it goes to the very bottom of this switch here, on the mic end of it, when you put it in the mic switch on the end of it. So, on this one, that orange wire has been cut, added onto, and heat shrunk on purpose. And I do not know why. It more or less, I don't know why. And I don't even think I care. So this one is going to the middle because okay. Well, this hasn't been taken out of here, so we're going to assume. Oh, bad. We're going to assume that where it was on here is okay. Plunk that in there. Oh, that's fugly. But it'll do for now. Alright. Interesting. Alright, so let's give it electromotive force here again. and hook up my wires again. Because the transformer appears to be fine, which I had no doubt it would be because these transformers are fantastic. The whole box, I mean, let's face it, these are, well, I can't say they're not worth much because they're worth as much as they would be to whoever would need one. I happen to like the things. I like the way they sound. I like the way they work. I like the fact that you can run them on batteries. And, well, I just like old junk, so that's me. Alright, how did I get this wrapped up under here so many times? Alright, power. Yeehaw. Microphone, there we go. Cool. Alright. Scope. Scope. So, whee! And there we go. We have audio out. So, get back in there. All right. So we got to clean up the pots and get rid of the extra little things they got down here for 10 dB drop. So how much is their 10 dB drop? So let's put this guy on 0 arbitrarily right there. And then we'll put this on where this one is. And we'll plug this into here and find out what kind of drop they gave it. A lot. Holy smoke. A lot. Because you got to take all of these up to get this meter to even go up to -3. So that's like, I don't know, a lot of drop. I'd have to figure it out, but those have got to come out of there. Let's take a look at this one. And you will notice, if you look down inside of there, it goes right straight to these little cans, which are the transformers. There's no resistors in there. You look at this one, and they've put in dropping networks, matching and dropping networks for so many dB. I plug it in. Like I said, they're 36K resistors and 100 ohms resistors. So, anyhow, so I'll be taking those out and wiring it back up the way it was. And now we also have crank these guys back down here. We also have our tone generator. Pot dirty. So we have a tone generator now. It's a 1 kilohertz tone generator. We can look at the output. There you go. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but it is, well, it's what, 600 hertz? 549 hertz. Wow. Okay. That's So it's a 500 hertz tone. Let's see. Wonder if we can hear that. I'm sure we can. Oh, gotta turn that guy on. 6. Alright, turn it down because it's gonna be loud. Yep, 500 hertz tone. Or 600, I think is what they're going for. So, yep. Alright, well, let us disconnect this one and put it off to the side. We got this one. Put some power to it. Like I said, I expect these actually to work. This one, I had to open up the one that was all screwed up, didn't I? Power. Says voltage is okay. Whoa. All right. Let's listen to it. See if this one works. Yep. Yep. It's working. Pots are all dirty and everything. But this one works. Let's check the line input level on this one to make sure. I want line terminated. Bring it up. Yep. There it is. Alright, so we got 2 of these guys dumpster dive that worked. So I'm going to disconnect them. So all I got to do really is get rid of the updates in that other one over there. And get rid of the scope. Oh, get rid of the updates in that other one. Clean up the pots and stuff like that in here, and the switches. I'm not going to replace the light bulbs. There's 2 light bulbs in these things. I think one's for AC, one's for DC. Put new power cords on them and check out the power supply, which consists of 2 diodes and a cap. Then I'm going to give them away. If anybody out there wants a Shure M67 to sit on the shelf and hook up and make it work, let me know. And the way you let me know is you put down in the comments, I'd like one Shure M67. Like that. Okay? I'd like a Shure M67. And tell me why. Why do you want a Shure M67? So I got 2 of these. I'm cleaning them up, make sure they all work right. And put some new screws in the bottom so that they look halfway decent, and put new cords on them. So if you want one, let me know, and we'll give both of these away. Say, I want a Shure M67. And why? Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell if you want to see me do more of this stuff. Or when I do more of this stuff. Because I'm going to do it anyway. And thanks for dropping by.